I don't know how many times that you've seen Elvis, but as soon as the 4-hour director's cut comes out, you and I are going to be
going
4 hours, baby.
Going deep.
Yeah, I know. Hey, guys, Michael Ray Newman here. Welcome to the Inside Edge. Kevin Nee, the Monster Millennial. What up?
What's up, man?
And I got,
good to see you.
That's right. And I've also got the rock star of the bunch, Edwin Britt from North Carolina here deep in the heart of Texas. What's up, E?
Always good to be in Dallas, Texas.
In the studio. We love it, man. We've been having some fun here today, guys. Hey, got something for you. Pretty funny. Check this out. Forbes magazine 2015 came out with an article. They found out that the goldfish had an attention span of 9 seconds.
What?
During that study, they found out that the human adult had an attention span of 8 seconds. Now, that's what you're supposed to say. I'm sorry, what was I saying?
What? I'm sorry? Say it again?
Yeah, I was like, how'd that go? Why is that? In 2015, because of the phone. Well, I would say something. It's 2022 now. So 2015, the environment of the goldfish has not changed. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's the same, man.
Same, man.
9 seconds.
Yeah, 9 seconds. Do you think the human adult is still 8 seconds with all the tech that we have in our hand?
Dude, I freak out if I can't find my phone for 3.5 seconds. So no.
Yeah, you know what I call that? I call it phone anxiety. If I don't have it, I have phantom rings in my pocket. Oh no, where's my phone? What's going on? Where am I? What do I got to get to? And that's that's us. I mean, can you imagine what it's like? So, God bless you. Was that you, Kevin?
No.
Okay, good deal. Squirrel. So we're talking about, what were we talking about now, dude?
What?
Paying attention, being intentional, listening, especially now, guys. You've got to be able to put your phone down to communicate. When we talk about communication, that's the foundation of everything. And my daughter Lily just started driving. I know we've talked about Lily a little bit, but it's just kind of in that season. And she was 16 and letting her go, man, that was kind of tough. My youngest baby girl started driving, and then I told her when she came back, first day she left, dude, she was like out the door. Then she came back. She says, I'm going to go over to Maddie's house. I'm going to go over to Cameron's house. Oh, I'm going to Emma's. We're going to go this. We're going to, I'm going to do. She's just going. I was like, time out. Back it up. I'm not raising you to be a good kid. I'm going to raise you to be a good adult. And being a good adult, the foundation of that is communication. You got to be a good communicator, because right now she is an officer in ag. She's raising a hog. She's varsity cheerleader, cheer athlete, select cheer, running around she's doing everything. She loves it all, man. She goes to a buffet and Lily's like starving to death. She likes it all, kind of like her daddy. So now she's doing all these things, and now she has her own car. We're not the ones that are taking her everywhere. We got a handle on her. So I said, so we're working on calendars, we're working on communication, and we're working on listening.
The most neglected skill in America today.
Man, Edwin, about 2 years ago, you did a thing on listening, and what they discovered and found out, it is the most neglected skill in America. It really is.
Yeah.
And it is a skill. And you do a great job of teaching that as well.
You got to learn to listen. And not just listen. You know, an in-depth look always reveals more than a casual glance, right, guys?
That's exactly right.
And a casual glance says, oh, yeah, I'll listen. You're just listening to respond, right?
Man, that upset my status quo when you first said that, because that's so many true. You're listening. Oh, I got to know exactly what I'm going to say. So you're really not even listening to the rest of it as you go through it.
An in-depth look would say you got to become a reflective listener, and that means you're present, man, and you're really in the moment. And you alluded to it with the phone. We can't be in the moment anymore because, guys, we're always here and we're there and we're somewhere all the time. We're never really here. But it really is the most neglected skill. And people ask me, because I've been in sales for so many years and been able to be successful with it. And they say, if there were one thing that would help me be a better salesperson, they're always thinking about your ability to talk or navigate around something or persuade someone. It's actually the ability to listen. Because when you listen, first of all, when people feel that you're really listening to them, when you talk about that, right, they don't care how much you know until you know how much you care about them.
About them.
Yeah. Then they'll start telling you the truth, and they'll start opening themselves up for need. And then we can provide a solution to the need. So whether it's with our children, it's in the professional realm, we've got to be reflective listeners. And when we reflectively listen, we're able to when it's our turn to talk, say more with less, and then we lead with the need by saying, and you hear me do this a lot, Michael, hey, what I think I heard you say, and then repeating it back more succinctly than what they just said. Then people feel that connection, and they take action based on their feelings, their motives, their beliefs. So when you're a better listener, you can start connecting to other people's feelings, motives, and beliefs, and then lead with the need, man, and defensiveness goes down, creativity goes up, and collaborative opportunity presents itself.
Well, then you're able to become on the same side of the table and move forward. I've seen you do it so well. Reflective listening. Think about that as you go through here, because with the 8-second attention span of an adult, and I'm listening, and it's a learned skill. I've become way better at it the last few years since you started really teaching this. Reflective listener, I'm listening to what this guy needs, especially when you come to when you talk to somebody, they come in and Edwin, they sit down. Okay, what do you got? I know what I know. What do you know? What do you guys got? I've heard that, and I've heard these. We've been in these big board of directors boardrooms. What do you got? And it's just and you'll get into it some other time. We really dive into sales and doing all the other things that we do. But they have a pitch coming up from this company. So he's going to get the business. And Edwin says, something to the fact that the effect of I'm 100% prepared and ready to talk about what we have. But before we do that, we'd like to know, what your need is and if it's a fit and what you really want to or would like to accomplish with you and your company. And, man, I've seen him do that so many times. And I'm thinking, okay, we got to bring that up when he's talking. We got to bring that up. And I lose it because of but Edwin, they'll talk for 20 and 30 minutes. We don't say a word. They just talk. And I'm like, man, I'm lost. And Edwin says back to them exactly all the things they said. He brings it back succinct and says, what I think I heard you say is. And then he'll say something in about a paragraph or two. And I have literally seen guys stand up over the table, point at him and go, that's exactly what we need.
Yeah, Michael, and trust, as I talk about, goes up, right? When people trust you, they'll tell you the truth. But when they trust you, they'll keep bringing you back as well.
Yeah, we've done
right?
that.
They'll keep bringing you back. So you said it well. It is a learned skill. And oftentimes when we think about things you want to get better in, very few people, if we polled 100 people, I'd venture to say it without prompting, very few would say, oh, yeah, I think what I need to do is become a better listener. Just the opposite. They want to audition for how much they know.
Yeah.
But the impact of that is really generational, because if you can become a better listener, you also become a better spouse. You become a better parent. You become a better parent, you become a better member of the community. When you become a better member of the community, your business starts elevating because your brand and your reputation goes up, and on and on and on. And you are giving a gift, and I know it's cliche, that keeps on giving. So I challenge our audience, become a better listener, and even more importantly, get a coach, as Michael and I are coaches.
That's what I was going to
mention. Who can help you become a better, more intentional listener. And then it gives you the gift of asking high-impact questions. When you can ask high-impact questions. So how do you become a better salesperson? Become a better listener and learn to ask high-impact questions that upsets people's status quo. And you're more than halfway there with those two skills.
Just those two things right there.
Yes.
Learn to be intentional about being intentional, becoming a better listener. Go out and, I was going to say it, get a mentor, get a coach. Go learn the skill of listening and then of giving back. What does it look like? Well, we got something that's really cool. It's called, we just came out with it this year, Edwin. It's our little Mindset of a Champion virtual masterclass. It's over 52 lessons. We call it just-in-time training. You can go to edgeglobalinc.net, edgeglobalinc.net. It's $7 a month, less than a cup of coffee. And you can binge it the whole way, or you can watch it weekly, and you get the metrics, and you get all these things. And we put new things in it all the time, and we're coming with the podcast. We're creating a lot of content, guys. Go to edgeglobalinc.com. If you're in business, we teach 5 areas. And your listening really hammered me home one night when a president of HR, because we get all these testimonials, video testimonials, which you guys go to the site, you'll be able to see them. And this guy was president of HR. And we brought everybody in, and just like Edwin says, it's that sales and leadership and operational engagement. And we have 5 areas that we talk about, and that we talk about all the time in business is all you have. But you got to build people, and the people build the business. And it's never been more relevant to me or evident to me is when that old boy, an HR director, tell him what he said. He came up to me and goes, "I'm going to be intentional about what."
Being a better listener. And, we came back a year later, and as we sort of evaluated, what have you learned and what have you applied? It was just that. They all came around and said, my goodness, he has done what he said he was going to do. Our trust has gone up. Our communication is better. Our culture is better, all as a result of somebody taking responsibility and ownership of a very essential skill and trait.
And he said this, I'm going to become a what type of leader?
Tell me more leader.
And that's where Edwin leads into this. I want you to tell him about the 3 types of leaders that you find.
You have a dismissive leader, because people have risen to the top. They've learned their way and they failed their way there. And so they fall into this category of shutting people down where they're not heard. And so they dismiss them. And when you do that, you close out ideas, and people are only going to cooperate to that level. They're never going to go to a collaborative level. So you've just put a ceiling on your company's performance when you're a dismissive leader. Another type of leader is a debative leader. So they've always got a counter to what your point is. And even though you may be right, even though you may have more wisdom, if you're constantly debating, guess what? People stop coming to you with ideas. It's not a ping pong match, man, that you're trying to win. You've got to create an open forum where people share. And then the most effective form of leadership, Michael, is just that. The next time somebody brings you something, an idea, a problem, or concern, before you solve the problem, say, tell me more. Lead with gratitude. Thank you for coming to that today. Be an encourager and say, tell me more, and see how that works out for you.
Man, and I've put this in play in my companies before, too. While people walk in the front door, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to come see me. And they're like, well, you're the boss. Of course I'm going to come see you. And I said, well, sit down. Tell me what's going on. What are you most fired up about? What are you excited about? What are you worried about? What can we do better? And they just start, I've heard so much response on that being like, he takes the time to ask me what my opinion is and being a good intentional listener.
And when they feel invested to that level, they take more responsibility and more creativity, and everybody takes their game up. So don't overlook what some people perceive as a soft skill listening. Mm-hmm. It is a critical component to the success of your business and your family dynamic.
That's true, guys, and we've heard it said before. We let the field direct the build. So my internal customers, me personally, I bring those. They have a voice and they know it, and we are very intentional about listening to what they say. And then we'll go through the process, and I'll spend the extra time whiteboarding it, doing and defining the gap of what that needs to look like because I'm an intentional listener. It is not a soft skill that people at that category. It is a learned skill. Be intentional about being a listener, guys. You'll be a better leader. You'll be a better parent. And think about me being, Edwin, the ripple effect. You talked about intentional leader. I went and shared it with my 16-year-old. Think she'll be better off for it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you think her kids will be better off for it?
Absolutely. Kevin, are you listening?
Absolutely.
Hey, guys, we appreciate y'all stepping in today, this afternoon. Wherever in the world you're listening to us, make sure you engage with us, follow us, like us, hang out with us, give us a shout, call me if you need me, and believe if you can't do anything else, we will do what my granny always told me, just be nice, because people won't remember exactly what you say, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. See ya!